Hello and welcome to EUTV Sports Update. We'll be looking at the latest sports news from Evangel University and around the region. I'm Cadence Washam.
We'll also look at college games across the nation and check out the latest happenings in professional sports. I'm Nathan Amati, and this is Sports Update on EUTV. Yeah, the XFL games that have been coming up, I've just been with the games. That was so interesting, and I'm really looking forward for us to talk about that later on today.
Yeah, and then men's basketball here at Evangel, their conference play starts this week, so we'll be looking more into that the rest of the episode. So yeah.
Wow, really looking forward to that. This last Saturday, Evangel's women's basketball team went up against the Mount Mercy Mustangs in a nail-biting game in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. In the first quarter, both teams exchanged points, which led to a tie in the first quarter. The second and third quarters proved to be also neck and neck, with Evangel only ahead by 1 point in the end of the third quarter. In the final quarter, both offensive teams found their rhythm and passion. With less than 2 minutes left, the Mustangs sank a three-pointer that caused them to take the lead. Sadly, Evangel couldn't respond, leading to the victory of the Mustangs with a final score of 75-73.
Evangel Valor's men's basketball team traveled north to Cedar Rapids, Iowa. There turned out to be a victory to end the regular season play. The Valor took on Mount Mercy and won with a score of 87-59. With the last game of the regular season play, the Valor left everything they had on the court. Josh Pritchett led the team with 17 points. Evangel advanced to the Heart Conference quarterfinals and will host Central Methodist as a 3 seed on Thursday. On their first away game series of the season, Evangel Valor baseball team had an extraordinary weekend. Their first game, the Valor faced Vertigo. From the beginning of the game, the Valor was dominant on runs, scoring 3 runs early on, but in the 5th inning, the Bats came alive and was able to put 3 additional runs across the plate. The Valor defeated Vertigo 6-3. The second game was harder for the Valor, but thanks to Austin Dill, who broke the all-time school record with 265 strikeouts, led the team to a victory with 14 strikeouts for the game. The game went to extra innings where Matthew Olson was placed on second for the international extra inning rules. Olson proceeded to score, giving the Valor a 2-1 lead on a double to center field.
The Evangel men's and women's track and field performed valiantly this last Saturday in Marionville, Missouri. At the Indoor Track Championship, Evangel Valor placed high in a few categories. First, the women's 4x800 confidently destroyed the A standard and placed third in the meet. Not only that, JC Wilson finished in first place in the women's triple jump. Up next, Delaney Weimer placed third in the 60-meter dash with a speedy time of under 8 seconds. And finally, the women's distance medley also placed first, breaking Evangel's school record with a sweet time of under 13 minutes. Way to go, Evangel Valor. All right, let's go ahead and just start talking about some of the games that are coming up. If just to look at the men's seed, the games that are coming up for the men's basketball.
Yeah, so we can go and look at the men's basketball tournament up here. So the Evangel's playing Central Methodist this Thursday at home, who is the 6th seed. Evangel is the 3 seed. If they beat Central Methodist, they will play either Peru State or Graceland, whoever the winner of that game is. It is crucial for Evangel Valor fans to be here this Thursday at home when they play Central Methodist.
Let's look at the women's basketball tournaments coming up. For Evangel, we are playing against the Clark as well, the seed 2, and depending on if we beat them, we'll either be going up against the Missouri Valley or the Mid-America Washams. And then as we go ahead and go up against them, it's kind of hard to see what's going to go happen after that. But either way, this on Tuesday is going to be a very intense and amazing game for sure. Coming up next, I'll be here with Evangel's men's basketball head coach, Bert Capel.
And later, we'll look at some of the big games in college basketball and week 1 of the XFL. We'll be right back.
Now it's time for This Week in Bad Stats.
Bad stats?
Horrible stats. Here goes. 260.
That's how many runs were walked in with the bases loaded last season.
Wow, very good. Here's a tough one, though. 3 and 4.
No idea.
That's the number of kids who witness bullying. 3 out of 4.
Not a good stat.
No, it's not, but that can change. Kids want to help, but they don't know how. You can visit stopbullying.gov and give them the tools they need to help prevent bullying.
There are plenty of safe ways kids can help at stopbullying.gov.
In 1977, in Johannesburg, South Africa, an 8-year-old boy picked up the game of golf from his father. By the age of 9, he was already outplaying him. The odds of this gentle lad winning the Junior World Golf Championships at the age of 14, 1 in 16 million. The odds of that same boy then making it to the US and European Pro Golf Tours, 1 in 7 million. The odds of the Big Easy winning the Open Championship once and the US Open Championship twice, 1 in 780 million. The odds of this professional golfer having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 88. Ernie Els encourages you to learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Early diagnosis can make a lifetime of difference.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all living united to ensure the academic success of millions of kids in our communities all the way to graduation day. But that won't happen without you. So take the pledge at unitedway.org. Make a difference in the life of a child. Suit up like your favorite NFL players and become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor with United Way.
Welcome back. I'm here with Evangel's head men's basketball coach, Bert Capel. Coach, thank you for being here today.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Just to start off, could you give us a brief summary of how this season is going for you guys right now?
Yeah, I mean, the regular season's over. We played our last game on Saturday, finished the regular season 21-7, which was good. We started out pretty good over the last few weeks. I felt like we hit a little bit of a wall, I guess. You know, basketball season is so long that you just have to keep on grinding, you know.
Yeah.
And I thought we'd done a good job at least the last week or so, kind of getting back to the basketball we were playing earlier in the year. So again, finished good. Finished with the 3 seed in the conference tournament, and the first round of the conference tournament starts on Thursday, so we'll see.
Are you excited for the game?
I am. I think we're ready. Like I said, I wasn't sure where we were going to be a couple weeks ago, but I feel like we've kind of gotten back to playing good basketball that we were playing earlier in the year. And we beat Central Methodist at home already, and so I don't know. I mean, anything can happen during tournament time, but I like where we're at right now.
Awesome. Are there certain players that, as the game has progressed, you've seen grow or change?
Yeah, I think to start the year, Josh Pritchett was always kind of our leader, and he's had an outstanding year this year. Led the conference in points per game, and has been a big part of our team as well. And then Autry Acord, he's led the country in steals, which we knew he was a good defender, but we didn't know if he was going to be able to do something like that, and he has. So those 2 guys have been great this year. But really, we talk about this a lot with our team. We're a team that doesn't just have 1 or 2 guys that do stuff. We feel like we got like 6, 7, 8 guys that contribute, which is good. I think people like being on teams like that where they feel like they're not just there and 2 guys are shooting the basketball, but we got a pretty good team, and we're going to need everybody if we're going to be good.
Have you felt like this camaraderie within the team? Like you're saying, like some of these different starters or leaders. Sure. You know, you feel like that there's a lot more connection between the higher seniors and like it's more like the freshmen and stuff like that?
Yeah, no question. I think that's kind of what's made our team good. We probably had, you know, like any team or family, when you're around each other a lot, you start to get on each other's nerves. Yeah. And I feel like that was part of the problem a few weeks ago, but we've kind of worked our way through those and playing really good basketball and cheering for each other. And, you know, it just gets to that point of the year where, you know, you have to win to keep playing. And I think everybody tends to jump on board and say, okay, whatever it takes, I want to do. Yeah. And they've done a good job with that.
And so upcoming with the game then, like what you're saying, everyone being on board, are you guys starting to practice a little bit more, like when it comes to like the game happening on Thursday?
Yeah, you know, basketball season's so long, we try not to practice all the time, a ton of hours a day. So as the season goes on, we've backed up a little bit. We had like a light practice yesterday, even though we played Thursday, but we'll get after it today and tomorrow. So, you know, just when the season gets so long, you don't want to wear on you when it already does.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys that have played a lot of minutes are already sore and tired, and so it just gives them a chance to rest their body. So, I mean, we still stay engaged. We still go over stuff. We just try not to practice very hard every single day. So hopefully that pays off here at the end of the year.
Yeah, yeah. Just to backtrack a little bit, how did you get involved with helping out with the basketball team as the head coach?
Yeah, so it's kind of a long story. I'll make it short. I played here a while ago and helped coach, Coach Jenkins, who was here for a long time. And then the school I worked at, the head coach got let go. So we decided to move back to Springfield for a year and kind of jump back in it the next year. And then COVID happened, so we were kind of here for 2 years. And then Coach Jenkins had retired after that second year I was helping. And so having played here and really liked the school, me and my wife were like, well, is this something that we want to do? And we just kind of prayed about it and felt like it was. And so, you know, interviewed for the job and was, you know, fortunate enough to get it, I guess.
Wow. What has been a moment in your career here that, like, has there been like a game where for you it's just meant a lot to you so far?
You know, when I first got back, after being gone, because I never planned on coming back, my goal was to be a Division I head basketball coach, and I was coaching Division I for a long time, so I was trying to work my way up. And then when I came back here, it was almost like, you know, I can't believe I'm back in Springfield again. You know, that wasn't really my plan, and so, but I like the area. My wife's family's from here. I really like the school. And so I just remember thinking, you know, if this is where I'm supposed to be, that's fine. I just didn't realize it was, you know, the head coaching, you know. I don't know. Was there a certain moment? Not necessarily. I know last year I was really wanting the team to be successful because I remember what it was like when I was here and wanted those guys to feel the same thing.
Yes.
And, you know, I guess we were lucky enough to have a good year last year. And sometimes it's hard to keep that going, but the guys have been great this year. And I think I think we got a chance to be okay. So.
Yeah, and that's really cool. When it comes to this game, we'll just keep it real brief and short.
Sure.
Are you ready to just destroy this team that you're up against?
Shoot, I'm always ready to destroy anybody.
Awesome.
But the hard part of coaching is you don't get to play. I think
Yeah.
that's the most frustrating part of coaching. So you got to rely on the guys on the team to do that. And sometimes we're ready, and sometimes we're probably not as ready as we should be. But I don't know. I think they're ready to do it.
Awesome. Well, Coach, thank you so much for being with us today. Coming up, we'll look at the results of the latest college basketball games, as well as the XFL and NHL. Stay tuned.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Thanks for calling the GED Pep Talk Center. Jerry Stiller speaking. Your level 7 in-your-face pep talk.
I can keep pushing. Believe me, I'm good at it.
Once you've got your GED diploma, you'll feel so good about yourself.
You tell him.
Mr. Trejo, can I transfer this guy to you? He needs something a little more
persuasive.
Yes.
Whatever motivation you need, we've got a pep talk for you. Get your GED pep talk and find free classes at yourged.org.
A single ember that escapes from a wildfire can travel more than a mile. That single ember can ignite and destroy your home or even your community. You can't control where that ember will land, only what happens when it does. Get Fire Adapted now at fireadapted.org. When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at EnergySavers.gov.
Taking a look at college basketball, the Baylor Bears went up against the Kansas Jayhawks in Lawrence, Kansas this last Saturday. In the beginning of the first half, both teams played passionately. Through a burst of three-pointers, Baylor gained momentum and had a 13-point lead by the end of the first half. As Kansas was giving Baylor a head start, the Jayhawks found their rhythm in their second half and were in hot pursuit. Through mostly foul shots and layups, the Jayhawks flew past the Bears into victory with a triumphant 16-point lead, leaving the score 71-87.
In women's basketball, the number 4 Utah Utes traveled to face number 18 Arizona Wildcats in what turned out to be a stunner. Led by senior guard Shauna Pellington, who had a career night scoring 35 points. The Wildcats pulled off the upset over the Utes at home. Arizona won 82-72, but was in control the whole game. Motivated by their 1-point loss at Utah, it was their first win over a top 5 team in conference play since they beat Stanford in overtime in 2020. In the XFL, the Arlington Renegades kicked off their 23rd season on the road against the Las Vegas Vipers after what turned out to be as control with the Renegades down 14-3 at half. They stormed back under the lead of former Oklahoma head coach Bob Stoops. They took the lead 22-14. However, the Vipers had a chance to tie it late but could not score the 2-point conversion. Renegades captured the victory 22-20 thanks to 4 second-half turnovers.
This last Saturday in St. Louis, Missouri, the Colorado Avalanche hockey team went up against the St. Louis Blues. During the first period, the Blues made 0 points, to which the Colorado made 1 point. During the second period, Colorado seemed to be untouchable as they scored their second point. The Blues gave Colorado a real reality check as they stunk their first point halfway through the second period. This left Colorado with a 1-point lead. In the final period, not only did the Blues sadly not make any points, Colorado made a cool 2 points, which left the Avalanches as victors with a final score of 4-1. Yeah, I mean, the Baylor and Kansas game, that was such an amazing game. Just to see how Baylor gave it their all at the very beginning, and then as the game progressed, like the Jayhawks were like, nah, we're going to come back in full force, and they won. I think that's so interesting.
That is really interesting how it's such a close game basically the whole entire game, too.
Yes.
Yeah. And then we have the XFL, which made a comeback for the 3rd time, which is really cool to see the beginning of the season start up. And it looks like a lot of fans are actually watching it, which is really neat.
Yeah, and isn't The Rock Johnson leading that?
Owner,
that is really crazy.
Cool.
Yeah. But it's just really cool to see like the different sports as they develop over time, especially this in sport. And something that's really interesting is seeing how the different seeds are happening when it comes to the men's and women's basketball teams.
Yeah. When we come back, we'll have the EUTV Player of the Week.
We'll also have your upcoming Evangel games by this week. We'll be right back.
This is one amazing truffula tree. Can you imagine a place where these grow everywhere? Yes, it's called the Forest, a magical place to enjoy with your family.
Ooh.
So discover the forest and explore all the wonder that's there. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Jack Frost, you do have beautiful teeth.
My what?
Are they really as white as they say? Yes. Oh, they really do sparkle like freshly fallen snow.
This is an excellent example of what teeth should look like. Check out the iridescence of that incisor, the beauty of that bicuspid, the magnificence of those molars. And the best way to achieve such terrific teeth is brushing. 2 minutes, twice a day. Not 30 seconds, not a minute 45. 2 minutes. That's all it takes. They're beautiful.
There are a million places you'd never consider texting.
So why would you do it while driving? Leave risky driving to the professionals. Stop the texts, and together we can stop the wrecks.
You're on your way to meet up with friends, but you can't seem to get anywhere quickly. You don't want your friends to be annoyed, so you text. You're on your way. "5 seconds is the average time your eyes are off the road while texting while driving. Make sure you get where you're going.
It's time now for the EUTV Sports Player of the Week.
This week's EUTV Sports Player of the Week is Austin Dill. The Evangel baseball team was proud to watch as Austin Dill broke the Evangel strikeout record. Over the 2-game span, Dill recorded an astounding 14 strikeouts. This put Dill at #1 all-time for Evangel's baseball, with 256 strikeouts in his career. Dill was a driving force for the Evangel's 2 wins this past weekend. And as he finishes out his graduate year, Dill can hold his head high as his name is scratched into the record books. Congratulations, Austin. And now let's go to the upcoming games for the week. For the women's basketball, there's going to be a game on Wednesday in Dubuque, Iowa at 5:30.
And for men's basketball, they will play Thursday, February 23rd at 7 p.m. in the Ashcroft Center at home, starting the Heart of America Conference tournament.
And then for baseball, there's going to be 2 games, one happening on Friday and Saturday, 24th and 25th in Walnut Ridge, Arkansas.
And for softball, they will play Friday, February 24th, a game at 1 and 3 at Conway, Arkansas.
For the men's tennis, there's going to be a game on Saturday the 25th at the home court at Cooper Tennis Complex at 1 p.m.
And for women's tennis, they will play Saturday, February 25th at the Cooper Tennis Complex at home at 1 p.m. versus John Brown. Go Evangel Valor.
Well, that's all the time we have for today for Sports Update. I'm Nathan Amati.
And I'm Cadence Washam. Be sure to join us next week as we bring you the latest in sports news. For more information on Evangel Sports, go to evangelathletics.com. This has been Sports Update on EUTV.